So when you're building a campaign, you don't need anything to start with, just a tavern, that's all. No, that's not quite right. Let's try that again. So there are 5 major things that I use when creating a campaign. I don't use all 5 of them, but there's 5 that I always tend to lean towards whenever I'm starting a new game to help give me a basis, to kind of root the foundation of the world. Those 5 things, let's talk about them. The first thing that I like to do when building a new campaign is think about the big things. Who's at war? Who's in conflict with another? And I never use more than 3. When you have more than 3 things that are big, that are going against one another, and you're trying to start from scratch, it's a more advanced concept. And as a new dungeon master or a new world builder, always start with a 3. But why not 2? When there's 2, the line is very straight. When there's 3, it adds complexity to that. When there's more than 3, all of a sudden alliances start showing up. That's one of the reasons why there's 3. 3 gods, 3 houses, 3 factions, 3 major people that are at war with one another. It doesn't mean it's all out conflict, but there's 3 big things that are world affecting or region affecting that affect the players, even if the players don't react with that thing. They can choose one of those factions. Maybe there's no choice. Maybe you start them in one faction and then they experience the other factions and learn about them. They thought they were bad, but now as they learn more, they have to choose to switch factions. Having those 3 things allows the players choices. And I never make those 3 things black or white. Usually, those 3 things all think they're doing something for the better, or at least 2 of them. 1 may be bad. I just don't play bad campaigns. So, food for thought. The second thing that I love when I'm starting a brand new campaign is the Lost Kingdom. It's the kingdom that's fallen apart, either by magic, by war, or by the undead. There's something that's lost. Why is there a lost kingdom? Well, because nobody goes anywhere, because anyone that goes in dies. It gives you an edge of society or an edge of the place for the party to go to get a magic MacGuffin, a magical item, things that were lost, scrolls, powers, you name it. The Lost Kingdom is a treasure trove of a treasure trove, especially in a world filled with magic. The third thing that I love when doing campaigns is that I always start them on the outskirts of the world. Generally, lower level people are not in the fray. They're not dealing with important missions. They're getting a small thing, a scroll that was lost that would help this magic society understand a simple concept better. Remember, lower level adventurers, no one's trusting with anything important, except for in the outskirts, where adventuring parties and adventurers don't go. So I love using the outskirts of fledgling, nations, fledgling dukes, people that are up and coming or are on the downtrodden and heading out of society. As well as maybe there's nothing out there currently to bring attraction. The party then finds it. And then the bigger bad people start to move in to take the resource that the party found. It adds conflict that later on can grow. So I love dealing with the outskirts. The fourth thing that I can like to use and lean towards when it comes to starting new campaigns is something new. The new island, a treasure trove of resources, a new thing that's being discovered by the party for the first time. I love the idea of new because the players get to build something. If they find a resource that's deep in the mountains, that's something new, then they can build the village to their eyes. They can say who's going to know. And when people find out that they don't want to see, now there's conflict involved. Something new could be a new magic item, a new source of magic material, a new source of material, a new race, a new this and new that. Something new gives you as the dungeon master a chance to craft and build on your own self. An entirely new magic system that's completely overpowered, that completely wrecks your game, but man, it was fun to build and watch your players wreak havoc with. Something new can give you so many things as a dungeon master, but as a player and as a game. There's always something new to be explored, especially in Dungeons & Dragons. The fifth thing that I love, that's a trope beyond all tropes, is a prophecy. The thing with a prophecy is, though, if you begin with a prophecy in a campaign, the players may not participate in that prophecy. And that's one of my favorite things in the world to have happen. When your players aren't participating in the prophecy and the prophecy is progressing, everyone in the world knows about it, because a prophecy is about someone coming back and instilling power upon a faction that's now coming up, and then that faction shows up and the players didn't interact with it. So now that prophecy is developing as they go off and dungeon delve for magical scrolls. A prophecy is a wonderful thing that the players can choose to interact with or not interact with. Now, if you progress the prophecy too quickly, a lot of times the players can get overwhelmed and not want to go near that prophecy, and then it seems the story that you're trying to tell. So it is one of those things that's careful to be used or overused, but at the same time, if the characters know about the prophecy and they start to see it show up, They may be the ones to help decide the future of your entire campaign. So those are the 5 things that I like to use when building campaigns. They give me a benchmark to kind of build off of. I don't necessarily take my campaign around those items, but they help me progress the world. The players' stories and the things that they're interested in is what the campaign is really about. These are simply the background items for a lot of the things that we do. So just 5 things to help you as a DM, as a GM, as a world builder to think about. If you're stuck, go to those things. Big things, the warring factions, the lost kingdom, something new, the outskirts of a world, or even a prophecy. Those are 5 big picture concepts that help you navigate the larger scheme of dealing with a campaign with a group of people that are going to be telling their story, even though you really might want to flesh that prophecy out. So, as always, I appreciate you guys for helping grow the channel. Make sure that you hit the like button, make sure you smash that subscribe button, which I got right this time, and we'll see you guys next time.